Welcome to episode 3 of Take the Shot. Here we are, Bagwell. What are we doing? How you doing?
I'm good. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
That is a great question because I've been trying to figure that out like over the past couple of shows, episodes, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it a show, but you know, it's an episode, whatever.
Welcome to show 3. Kind of sounds weird.
Yeah,
but I get it.
Show 3. Yeah. That's a great question. I think we've been figuring out our way. I like to think that we are here just talking about our life. We talk about what we do for a living, and we talk about what we love to do as our hobby, so we do live video for a living. We play golf as our hobby, and we're dads, and husbands. So, yeah, I think that's all we talk about. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, anything and everything within that realm of what we like to do.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a watcher or listener, and we hope that you get something out of it, because at the end of the day, we just hit record and see what comes out. And
we do have a plan. Like we have an agenda. We have a plan of things that we want to talk about.
Yes, you have a plan. I'm more of a
that's
wing
true.
It.
Have you opened the note since before today?
We'll let the audience decide.
Shared notes are a great thing.
Yeah,
when you both use them.
That's correct. That's correct.
No, but I do think, it's fun that we get to talk. I've gotten a lot of feedback, people saying, hey, we enjoy it, and people that I don't really even expect to listen to it, which I think is kind of cool. And that's kind of I think what our goal is that we're going to be who we are. We're going to talk about the things that we know what to talk about, or know things that we like. But hopefully it's interesting, and people, while we're not here to like really teach people things, I think people do learn things, and I'm learning things, and it's fun just to chat about this kind of stuff. So
I always like to say, like, you and I probably have these hour-long conversations multiple times a month where because our work overlaps and our hobbies overlap so much, it's like, this is just what me and you, this is what our phone calls are like, you know? It's like, and there's a few of other people in our worlds, like friends of ours who we end up talking on the phone with and having text conversations with. So it kind of just is hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it, and we're just going to hit record.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to call this, in every episode or show, we like to talk about some different things that we've seen in broadcast, whether it's sports or entertainment or whatever. Then we're going to start calling that a segment. I like having segments. We're going to call it Behind the Screens. All right. So in today's Behind the Screens, we're going to talk some golf broadcasts. I got some pretty wild stuff to share with you that I went deep dive on some research.
Yep.
We've got some soccer, or as most of the world likes to call it, football.
Yep.
Some pretty cool stuff.
I know nothing about.
Well, we're going to talk about the European Futbol is going cinematic, and they are pushing the envelope.
Okay,
so we're going to show some of that. Shout out to a friend, Jonathan Sheehan. And we've had a few people do this, or like text me or DM us, or get in touch with us like, hey, have you seen this? Or I'm watching this, and this is pretty cool. So soccer was one of those kind of listener shout outs. And then you've got some stuff you want to show with some recent directing you did at 12 Stone Church with some frame composition and lensing kind of stuff. So that'll be kind of fun.
Yep.
And then, we'll just kind of shoot the breeze and check in on a few things as we go along. I did want to say, call back to the last show episode. You got me all tongue-tied over that now. I don't know what to say.
I like show.
Last time.
I like show. I don't know why. Okay.
It wasn't last week either, because we've been kind of almost 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
We talked about some things that we did cut and fill, one of my favorite segments. We'll do that every now and then. Things we want more of in our life, things we want out of our life. And the thing I wanted more of was sourdough, because we're big into the sourdough now. And you mentioned pizza, and I have to report that we've done sourdough pizza twice now.
Oh, let's go!
And it is phenomenal. It's like, I don't know. Whenever I've tried to do pizza, I have the big green egg, right? So pizza's really good on the big green egg.
Yep.
The dough is so hard sometimes, like to get it to stretch out, and then it doesn't come off the peel, or it's just hard, man. I feel like.
Okay, I want to hear.
But now with the sourdough that we've done, maybe it's because we're actually making it and not just buying store-bought crap. It's so easy. I mean, Kirsten makes it. We let it, prove and all that stuff, and then I put it in the pan, and it spreads out. We've done deep dish when we've done it, and it's amazing. So huge. I'm a huge fan. Can't wait for more sourdough pizza.
It's great. I love that. Can't wait for you to have me over. My hour and a half drive over to your house to have sourdough pizza.
I mean, once Atlanta figures out
Yeah,
traffic and,
I know.
joins the rest of the world with public transportation or trains or an outer loop, there's lots of ways that we can
There's
solve this
lots of
problem,
ways.
city of Atlanta.
I literally went downtown and back today and for a customer site visit, and it's like, oh, bless their
brutal.
hearts. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. By the way, we're recording this. This is the week of the PGA Championship.
Yeah. You got any picks? I want to do picks later at the end.
Okay. I'm ready
Maybe
for
not
that.
picks, or maybe, I don't know. We'll get there at the end.
You better put that on your little run sheet here, because
It's on the agenda. You obviously haven't read it.
I'm looking at it right now, actually. I don't know why I didn't look at it. I just saw PGA Championship. I didn't see picks for the championship. So, okay, got it. Okay. I'm sure people are laughing like, golly, Jeremy's such an idiot. So, a little bit I was going to say, a little bit into the insight into our life. We were trying to, Rusty and I were trying to figure out like what tomorrow looks like, because I'm going on a trip and I got to go by his house. So I may try to play golf with him. And then I was like, wait, I got some meetings in the afternoon. And his text was, you are a hot mess.
Yeah, just back and forth. Like, once you figure out your life, you let me know, and then we'll see if we can arrange something.
So, okay. Enough about me. Where are we going?
All right, let's dive in. Behind the screens. Let's start with the PGA Tour event last week. I didn't get to watch a ton, but I did watch a little bit. And I was watching one of my favorite podcasts, No Laying Up, and they were talking about this.
Shout out No Laying Up.
Shout them out. They were talking about the drone tracer. So shot tracer, we've all seen golf for a while. If you've watched any kind of golf or YouTube golf or live golf, you have seen the shot tracer. And the shot tracer looks, here's your normal shot tracer. Guy hits the shot, you immediately get this line that appears over top of the camera shot to see where the ball's going. And awesome, this was on Mother's Day, so they did it in pink, so that's pretty cool. But you get all the instant data, ball speed down there, apex, how high the ball went, and you get to see the tracer shows you which direction it's going. So it's super helpful when you're watching golf. It just helps tell the story of what's actually happening. I was watching a couple weeks ago, I was showing my son Luke before the Masters. I was showing him like what happened to Rory in 2011 when he had a 4-shot lead going on to the back 9 on Sunday, and then he lost it. And like the first shot that he watches, he's like, "Where's the tracer?" I'm like, man.
I mean, it's pretty much impossible to watch these days without the tracer. Yes.
Yeah. We're the kids are spoiled these days, but
oh yeah, buddy, believe me.
So this is the normal, awesome, tracer. It's super helpful. What recently they started in this last year, and this year they've been doing it more and more. And I think CBS does it more than NBC. But they have the live drone shot that is flying above the course, and they've incorporated the tracer with the drone shot.
I actually love this.
It's amazing. So you get to
love it. Yes.
The layout of the hole and
the
see
pip, and watching his swing, the pip, the timing.
And you get to actually see where the ball's going.
Yes. Yes.
Shadow on the course too. Like, let me back that up. That's just awesome stuff.
Can we just shout out that it was Mother's Day and they did a pink tracer?
It was not pink Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I know, man. I love that.
Here's another one here. Like, that's pretty sick.
I love it. I love it.
We're full screen. Let's squeeze and tease that down to the pip.
I know.
And boom. Over on the left side, we got the tracer.
I do have remind me. I have some interesting stuff about pips at some point. Right. Don't let me forget.
So we pause this here just so we can chat about this. So it got me thinking, like, how are they doing this in real time? Because it can't be easy. I mean, it's all kind of the same AR technology, right? Of the first down line on the field in football, and we've seen all kinds of different things like this. And this is just a continuation of the normal shot tracer. But the normal shot tracer is a static camera that's like right behind the tee box, and so it's like the camera's not moving. So you're not tracking any camera movement data. And I know we can track camera movement data, right? But usually it's like on some sort of fixed, like studio, or it's like a camera that's on a track, and you know where the track coordinates are, and the pan tilt head on the camera has encoders in it, so it knows where it's pointing. this is just a live drone flying with a pilot. Like, it's not on a course, and it's going different speeds. It's going different directions. Sometimes it's on the on the green side. Sometimes it's on the tee box side. So it's just kind of like, how are they doing this? So I went digging.
All right. I was about to say, man, if you ask me, I'm not going to have an answer for you. So I'm glad you did some digging. Let's go.
I did some digging. I'm going to read you a little bit about this. So this is a company called Bolt 6.
Okay.
And they've been working on this last year. They demoed it a few times last year, and working with CBS. They have some pretty cool in this article I'm reading about. It's called on the website sportsvideo.org. And so they talked about how they worked with the producer. Seller Shy is a producer of CBS Golf. He's been doing it for a while now, and they're really doing amazing stuff there. Director Steve Milton. And they were kind of like demoing this last year over the course of the season, trying to figure out how do we use this, how does it work? And they've got it nailed now. They've got it dialed. But this has an amazing write-up of how this works. I'm just going to read this, okay?
All right.
Here's how the system works. Bolt 6 ingests the drone camera at the production truck and encodes it to HEVC before sending it to the cloud via Amazon Web Services. Each frame of the video is processed, and visually identifiable items are matched with those on the course. So they know where bunkers are, they know where trees are, they know where clubhouses are, right? So they take each frame and they identify, here's a piece of data on the course that we know where that is.
Yep.
And they're tracking it frame by frame by frame.
Yep.
Okay, so they're tracking it with the identifiable objects, allowing Bolt 6 to fine-tune the position and orientation of the drone's camera in 3D space. All of this processing takes 60 milliseconds.
Oh?
Encoding to HEVC, uploading to Amazon Web Services, and processing frame by frame. 60 milliseconds.
Wow.
Which in a 1080i workflow is roughly 2 frames.
Okay. Wow.
2 frames of video.
That's crazy.
All right, so afterwards, that's just getting the video part of it. That's no ball data.
Yep.
So afterwards, the ball data is pulled from the ShotLink system using the TrackMans and all that kind of stuff for the shot that's being displayed. There's a quick conversion of the coordinate system to ensure that everything is aligned before the data is rendered onto Bolt 6's cloud engines and streamed to the production truck for broadcast. End-to-end time, around 250 milliseconds.
Wow.
So if you're in a 1080i workflow, 33 milliseconds per frame, 7.5 frames end to end, leaving the truck back to the truck.
In a lot of our world, which we come from live event production with a live audience, that's a deal breaker. But in the broadcast world where there's no live audience, who cares? As long as your audio and video are in sync.
Right.
Ship it.
And so then they're probably just like when they're doing the PIP, I wonder if they're doing some sort of delay on that. Or maybe it's actually not even, it's such a wide shot, like you can't really tell that 7 frames are different maybe.
I don't know. If
Let's go back.
Let's go back. Because you're going to see.
Well, this one definitely seemed delayed. Because there's the hit, and you don't actually see it until there.
Okay.
On this one, there's the hit.
That's
one's pretty
tight. That's pretty tight. Yeah.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing, but
I would probably say there's some cloud processing that is generating the PIP somewhere in the AWS world.
That way it's all kind of locked together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're sending the ISO probably over there or some type of program cut.
Pretty wild technology. So it also got me thinking like what else could you use this for? Right? Because someone's going to figure out how to use this. I was thinking like, if you could get the ball data of how the football leaves the quarterback's hand, you could totally do this. And you could
100%
figure out where it's going to land and can the receiver, you could do some AR kind of graphics for that, or for field goal kicks for sure. Baseball, but if you hit the baseball, you could get, I think they kind of do some of that shot tracer stuff on replays already, but it's pretty cool tech.
Yeah. I was told this is how pretty lame I am. This is telling like the core of the sports I watch is basically some basketball, every bit of football, and golf. But I've been told, and that a lot of so Apple does their like Friday Night Baseball on the Apple TV app, and there's a whole bunch of data with that. So I haven't. I need to watch it.
I have watched it. We need to watch that and talk about it because
Okay.
their broadcast is pretty slick.
Okay.
It's pretty. They kind of break some of the rules of broadcast. They do their own style of graphics and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Cool.
I'm here for more drone tracers. I love it.
Yeah.
Give us the different ways to tell the story and get people involved in understanding like what's happening.
Yeah.
On the course.
Shoot, who was I talking to? Who was I talking to this week about drones? Can't remember. Somebody this week I was talking to about drones, and they were talking about. Oh, I know what. So I went to a baseball Atlanta Braves baseball game yesterday. Shout out to one of my best friends who has Delta Club tickets seats. He's been a season ticket holder for I don't know, 10, 12 years. Anyway, so he's a basketball coach at a local high school here, and he's just kind of worked his way up in the ticket world as well. Anyway, we were talking about on the way, we were talking about like this huddle cam that they use to track their basketball. They can submit it. So they take the huddle cam and they submit it, their footage to huddle cam, and it will give them a full breakdown of stats within 24 hours. Every player, assists, goals, steals, turnovers, all of the data. It's unbelievable. But he said that same company is doing, so the football team has a drone that will hover over the football and capture every practice over the field and send data and stats as well. And GHSA, Georgia High School Sports Association, is trying to figure out if they're going to allow the drones to hover during the games.
Why can't they choose like a high and wide camera?
But he said basically the drone does like so much better detail. Like the coaches love seeing the feedback of
Bird's eye view.
Yeah, a real bird's eye view.
Yeah.
And it just hovers the entire practice. Like, so all of practices last year at the high school, they captured every single practice via a drone that just hovered. And I was like, that is unbelievable. Anyway, that's what I remember. Drones, yes. I think there's going to be so much that changes over the next 10 years in drone footage in live events. So
That's cool.
yeah, maybe I should go get my pilot's license.
Yeah, I almost did a while back.
No. Yeah. Anyway. All right, what's next? What do you want to talk about?
All right, so let's go on to football, soccer. So this is
Football.
Yeah, so our friend Jonathan texted me. He's like, hey, you should turn on ESPN. And side note, we have recently cut off our streaming service. We don't have cable. We had YouTube TV for the longest time. We recently cut it, canceled it. And it's a really bad timing because I really need to be able to watch stuff.
It's bad timing, yes.
And it's like, we didn't think we watched it that much, and we actually don't watch it that much. But then when you want it, you're like, there's no other way for me to watch this.
Live sports, man.
I have 16 other subscriptions. None of them seem to work. So we might have to resubscribe.
Do you want to know the score of the Denver-Oklahoma City game right now?
Sure.
No? Well, Denver's winning 53-43, which is very surprising. It's almost the end of the second.
When did OKC get good again?
They've been good for a little bit, but they got a young team right now, and they had the best record in regular season.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So I got Jonathan sent me this. He said, "Hey, you should go over to ESPN and check this out." And I couldn't, but I was able to go back and find it. So it's Barcelona versus Real Madrid, and it was on ESPN, but this is broadcasted from Europe. So La Liga is the league, and it's like the Spanish, top soccer league. I don't really understand how all those football teams work. You got so many different leagues, Premier League, Champions League, and it's chaos to me about what teams are good. But so this is one of the leagues, and he was like, hey, there's like so many cinematic shots, and these guys are nailing focus most of the time. So here's one. It's like normal shot here, like the wide angle. Guy scores the goal. We get the reaction shot. This is like the football style, right? But it just felt way more that's pretty dramatic. That's really shallow. Like that thing might be at 2.8. I don't know.
it is.
And then here's like a long lens sample that I found too.
Whoa.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a box lens on the on the sideline just tracking people is what it feels like. And I was trying to watch some of the footage, and it's sure enough, like,
Yeah, that's
they
wild.
had follow the same broadcast stuff we talked about. Like this is the
Yeah.
high wide shot for most of the stuff, but when they want reactions, they're cutting to these kind of cameras to get these things, and guys are pulling focus instantly. Pretty amazing.
I don't mind. So I don't mind that shot because like the detail of which is happening, that like that's fine. I think my biggest rub is the shot before the celebration. It's the community side of like, that's why I get so, I can't wait for football season this year, but it's like that. I actually want to see everybody's reaction all together.
But you're not going to see them.
Ah,
The people in the crowd, you're going to see like motion, I guess, but like,
yeah, yes. You're going to see some of their
Yeah.
reaction, but yeah.
I was scrubbing through some of this, and it was pretty wild. Like, there's a lot of different cameras that they like. It's more than just the NFL that has like the one, on each sideline kind of thing, or the
Yeah.
one on each end zone.
Yeah.
And it's sure enough. I saw a few shots where like they're searching for focus and taking them a minute to find it, but they're okay with it seemingly. But I went digging on this too. I was like, okay, let me see if I can find a write up on this. And yeah, I was able to find a little bit of information. So here's an article I found, svgeurope.org. They're talking about their camera plan for, I think this was maybe an event last year, but it's the same people broadcasting it. They had 31 cameras, all 4K HDR, 6 super slow-mo cameras, 4 high-speed cameras, 2 cameras dedicated exclusively to the coach in each team, 2 beauty shots, 1 inside, like wide shots, a helicopter and a drone, and 12 EVS systems. So a lot going on this. Like they take their broadcast seriously for soccer, which is the most watched sport in the world. So it really makes sense,
I mean, we've all watched Ted Lasso. We know.
Yeah,
we know it's super popular.
Somewhere I saw where they're using a lot of Sony A7Ss and Sony Venices.
Oh wow, okay. Sony Venice, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so an RF Steadicam with a Sony Venice. Let's see, where else did I see? And then maybe it's a different article that had a bunch of A7Ss that they were doing too.
I'm not as
A7S is like the little photography camera.
Yeah,
they're putting on the little gimbals.
I remember the A7. I don't know what the S stands for, but I'm familiar with the A7 line.
But there was this one line that I saw. Let me see if I can find it. I thought it was so interesting. Basically, they were stating that their goal. Here we go. So all the graphics that they're doing and the cinematic cameras, the way they're shooting it, it says this is a quote from the article. The new optics and graphics aim to give a rejuvenated and more dynamic feel, much closer to EA Sports FC, with nods to the video game. It's like they're trying to mimic the video game. Well, I thought about like we have this old adage about art imitates life. Now it's the other way around.
Okay.
Life is imitating art. That's wild. And as I watched it, I was like, this looks just like a video game. Like the way that they're cutting to the reactions and getting those shallow looks, it looks like EA Sports.
So we're taking computer-generated graphics that has been for the last 20 years trying to be as realistic as possible, yet we haven't gotten there. And now we've decided to take live, real, and make it as computer-generated as we can.
Yep. Welcome to the metaverse. I mean, we are there.
What are we doing now? Like,
but even like in the way they color this, like it feels very, it feels very video game.
Yeah. Now, I mean, that's more traditional, to be honest. It's just a long ways away. And there's probably 50 yards between him and that whatever is behind him. So that's why that is that. But yeah. The video game feel, that's a wild statement. And if that's where we're going, I'm out.
You're out?
I'm out. I'm like, I want more real. I don't want less. I don't want more computer. Like maybe call me a old 40-year-old fart, but like, give me more real. I want to be as real as we can. I don't want to try to be more like at the end of the day, like I think this gets into the parenting side of like us having kids, but like I was thinking about this today. I was like, man, the greatest problem my kids, your kids, are gonna have is like, what's AI and what's real. I'm like, I kind of don't know if I will have to worry about that in reality, but like when they're 40 years old and I'm 80,
I mean, it happens a little bit already.
yeah. And when they're 40, I'm more like 70, but still, anyway. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I'll have to worry about it as much as they do, and like just give me real. And I'm thinking like, I just hope, and I think humanity will then get back to trying to find what's real and what's not.
Was real, sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hey, I think I'm
don't
kind of
get
here
me
for it.
started.
I'm kind of here for it, man. That
don't get
that broadcast looks amazing. Like it doesn't look like it's not a bad thing to look like the art, to look like the video game. It's not inherently bad.
Yeah.
I do see what you're saying. Like you can take it to a level where it is bad.
I think I don't disagree with you about the art side. I just don't put video game and art in the same like frame of reference. Like I don't think video
You've
game.
played a lot of video games lately.
I played GoldenEye. That was
Revolutionary.
very
Dum
very
dum
good.
dum dum dum
Yeah,
dum
oh
dum
yeah,
dum
oh yeah.
dum.
Oh my goodness. Shout out. If you ever, I mean, dude, the Friday nights that we play GoldenEye.
I played it recently, like a year ago. I hooked it up. Like we got my old N64 and hooked it up into our 75-inch UHD TV. Looks awful. You can't see
Awful.
anything. I don't know what I'm
Good
shooting
old
at.
480p. Let's go.
Yeah.
480i. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Wow.
That's interesting. It blew me away when I read the article, and it's like they are, like the cat's out of the bag. They are trying to copy EA Sports.
Yeah.
Because that's what the youth are playing.
Well,
They
it
wanna
makes
make it
sense. Your product, you want your products to match.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
All right, why don't you tell us about
Okay, yeah.
what you brought?
Yeah, so I have two different camera shots. So, I think something we don't really talk about a lot when we're recording this is that a lot of what you and I both have done in the last 20 years of live events is we've done a lot of live church production stuff, and I still get the opportunity to do it on a semi-weekly basis, and I love live video directing, so it's a good opportunity for me. And so there's a large church down the road. There's 2,600 seat auditorium, 2 services every Sunday. So and we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We run 6 cameras, so it's really fun. I love it. A lot of great volunteer camera ops. Obviously, our face system, has kind of helped develop us, and we take it very personal. But so yes, I'm gonna show these 2 pictures, and the reason why is obviously there's a baptism. Obviously, because of our faith system, we believe in this whole concept of baptism. So we have this baptism tubs that are set up at 12 Stone Church is where this at, and I love Jason and the crew there. Jason's a pastor who's in the white shirt, a buddy of mine. So this shot is from camera 6, and then the next shot I want to show you is from camera 2. So camera 2 is on sticks. And the baptism shots are just not very intentional sometimes. And so we were taking this shot, and I was told camera 6, I was like, hey, I need you to go find a different shot. And the camera op was named Mark. He is a volunteer. He is essentially a computer engineer in his day job, but he is a photography nerd. He is awesome at creating great shots. So this shot we're looking at, let me get it right. So this is a 70 to 200 Canon RF lens on a Komodo X. And then the next shot, the other shot is a V-Raptor, so a red V-Raptor 17 to 120 Cine servo. That's doing a sensor crop. I fairly confident it's doing sensor crop. So Mark, so the camera 6, the other shot is much further back in the room, actually, and it is a handheld camera. And if you go to YouTube and watch this Sunday, which I don't even remember, this is a couple of weeks ago, he does a phenomenal job at holding it just right. But what I love about the shot is the heads in the foreground. I love the height. And for some reason, I knew when we were on that camera 2 shot, I was like, we've got to find something else. It just was not capturing the right emotion. Like there's all this blanks. So the stage, everything to the right. So you got like the stage wall, like, yes, we can kind of see into the baptismal tub. We can kind of see her being dunked and stuff, but it's just not. I was like, there's something missing. And it's the foreground. And it's like you can help me understand the optics. I'm not a lens guy. That is like my weakness. But the 70 to 200 RF lens on the Komodo X, for some reason, everything about that other shot just makes it look so much better. What's your thoughts? How would you react in real time right here watching, the difference between the two?
Yeah, I mean, I think this first shot here is like there's just a lot of distractions here. It's that kind of thing we talked about with the whole cinematic. Is like what I love about cinematic is it helps you. And when I say cinematic, I mean shallow depth of field and lensing. What you're seeing is called compression. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
It's a good kind of compression.
Okay.
But yeah, so this shot just feels like there's way too much distracting me. My eye doesn't know what to look at instinctively, right? When I go to this, it's like, oh, I know, there's no searching. It fills the frame better. That's only really part of it. And there's just the angle of it that's different, right? So that you've got the person in the background here, the man standing over on the left. Like it's just, ideally you wouldn't want to see all that.
Yeah. The foreground helps a lot.
And this foreground gives you separation. It gives you dimension. Right, because you've got something in front of your subject, you got something behind your subject, both of which are out of focus, and then your subject in focus. So the dimension helps a ton. Yeah.
So in the sequence of, I probably should have clipped out the video, but in the sequence there's also a jib camera. So I was at this camera 2 shot, and I'm like, I got to find something else. I just don't love this. And this is during the teaching. So this is so they were talking about why baptism is important. And so Jason walked down and did a baptism during like the multi-campus teaching. So it went to 8 different campuses and whatever. So it was it was kind of a significant moment of the teaching, right? So it translates in people that don't know the church world. It's a significant moment, as if like, Kenny from TNT is running back to the LED wall to show something about the game. It's like an important, really crux of the teaching. So I was like, I just don't love this. So I took a wide jib shot and then was able to come to the camera 6 shot. So because I knew I didn't want to go to those back to back. It felt a little weird to me. So I went to a wide like room shot and then to this shot.
To this.
And then it was about two minutes or so. Mark was a rock star. I actually liked the movement that he had with it, just him. I mean, if you know what a rig, it's not a over-the-shoulder rig. So if you're familiar with broadcast, it's not an over-the-shoulder rig because it's a red Komodo X. So it's really
an easy
like
rig? Or is he just holding it?
No, just straight up holding it. Just straight holding it. Like,
I think that lens has pretty killer image stabilization too.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing. So this is a 17 to 120, likely with sensor crop. So once you crop the sensor, you double the focal length of the lens, but you also you're effectively working with a smaller sensor, so you get less, your depth of field gets deeper.
Okay. Yep.
So that's why you probably don't, why does it not look as shallow as well? Because it's not as zoomed in as much, right, on the focal length, and because you're cropping the sensor. And then on this one, when that 7200 is like a super popular focal length for photography. People use it for long lenses for portraits and stuff like that, because you get really great compression when you zoom in, especially at the end of that lens. And the compression is that it just does something with the depth of the camera of the frame, that it brings it all together. And so you get like the illusion of depth, but it also at the same time compresses it all in the frame. So the best way to see it is like I could take a 50 millimeter lens and move the camera closer and get you this exact same framing, but you would see a whole lot more background.
Yep.
Right, because I'm a wider field of view.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though he is the same size in the frame, I see a lot more background, which makes him feel smaller in the space.
Yeah.
When you step back and you zoom in, you see less of the background, and so like it compresses everything and makes it feel like he's bigger.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So we do those 70 to 200 lenses on our handhelds because if you click back to the other picture, you'll see that the stage is massive. Well, you can't really see it, but the stage is really massive, and we love our handhelds being out in the audience, but they also push in to see like tight shots of people, with some stuff in the foreground. So, yeah.
The other thing it's going to be hard to talk. It definitely is going to be hard for people who are just listening.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard for me to visually tell you how this works. But once I learned how light enters the lens and enters the sensor, hits the sensor, it made so much sense to me about how you get depth of field. So light comes at like in a cone, right? Or like you have two eyes, so you have two streams of vision that when you're looking, the camera works the same way. And so on a camera shot, if I have light's actually coming into the lens, right? But as I focus it, I'm telling it where I want all of that light to be the point of a cone. And I want that point of the cone to hit where I want something to be in focus. And then the light refracts. So if it comes into, and then it goes into the camera.
Yep.
So the more that I zoom in, the more narrow my cone gets.
Oh.
And so then my point, like the angles coming and going away from that point are smaller. And so things get out of focus much faster. I have a wide angle lens. I have a very wide angle of light coming into the sensor. And so then the amount, this is really hard to visually do, but like the amount.
I'm tracking with you.
The distance between like what's out of focus, what's in focus is greater because the light is not like vanishing as fast.
Yeah. Well,
so to speak.
Well, that also explains the image blur. So on a wide angle, you get image blur around the outside edges.
Yeah, because you're bending so much light,
right?
And you get
so wide
clarity.
Yeah, the angle is wide. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like in the lens world, it's just a part of. I've been such a systems flow person that.
Oh, look at this! I actually have a diagram.
Oh my goodness! Whoa,
nerd!
Look at you.
But yeah, you can see there when it's this also helps you understand like how aperture works, but
love it.
Where your focus is right here.
Yeah,
this is where your depth of field. And then over here you can have a much deeper depth of field because that light isn't as wide at that point.
Yeah. I feel like the rabbit hole of lenses is so deep, and it's like you can continue to just go. Well, I mean, the core concept, obviously, but then the amount of lenses and the amount of variations, like the mounts and all that, like B4 and RF and EF and all the different things. So many different things. So, I just knew when that happened a couple of weeks ago, I was like, it was just we had that cinematic conversation with Rory winning the Masters, but then I think a week or two after that, this baptism moment happened, and I saw that camera shot. I was like, yes. So it's like, yes, I do like cinematic.
Yeah.
Obviously, I direct with 6.
You can teach an old dog new tricks.
Exactly. But no, that's what I wanted though. Like everything I want to see is in focus, like, and the things that I don't want to see are out of focus. So I feel like,
and to be fair, like with those samples you showed, like it's not, you could have gotten a better shot with a non-cinematic camera.
Yeah.
Cinematic helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and camera 2 is a cinematic camera.
That alone is not going to solve the problem.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, it's 17 to 120 Cine Servo red Raptor, which is like,
It's a great rig.
yeah, it's a great rig. The angle is off. Like, it's just, there's just a lot of the things that just were not right for that setup. But okay.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
We covered a lot there.
That's
Golf,
a lot.
soccer,
Yep.
and football.
Yep.
And some church
Football.
stuff.
All right. What do you want to talk about next?
I think let's. This has been a good episode. Let's have a quick just green room chat about.
I do have one thing before that. Remember, let's talk about the NBA playoffs are happening. You want to talk about this now or later? The wipe.
Well, I shout out to our friend Tyler Hirth again.
Yes.
Give us all the feedback and user submissions you guys got.
Correct.
He was like, "Hey, you guys got to check out this instant replay wipe that they're doing on the NBA playoffs."
Yeah.
And I found it that day, but I have not found it since.
Cannot find it. So, if any of you do a deep dive on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it's on the ESPN broadcast. It's not, because currently
it's not TNT.
It's not TNT because that's tonight. And
I thought it might have been ABC, but I could not find it.
Well,
which
ESPN,
they're the same. Yeah.
But it is the center scoring bug that's on the center lower third. And when they wipe out of replay, it wipes, and the wipe shrinks down to become the bug.
Yeah, it's like
the score. It is really slick.
The graphic dirty transition.
Yes.
Ends on the bug.
Yes. And you would never really know it until so Tyler texted you and I, and it was and then I went and watched it. I was like, oh my, that is really awesome, really intentional. Shout out to whoever designed that. It was pretty slick.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. So I got to figure out how to record content from my Apple TV.
Yeah, these copyright protections are strong.
I know they are. I tried to take a screenshot on my iPad. Nope,
just black.
Yep.
Yeah,
not gonna happen. So, all right.
Green room chats. Just some generic catch up and kind of catch all.
Yeah.
You got any travel coming up?
Yeah. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Nashville. I'm gonna get to hang out with the Audio Engineer Society. They do a fundraiser. Audio Engineers Society of Nashville. So the AES Society of Nashville they do a fundraiser event every year for the audio engineers, freelancers. A bunch of manufacturers sponsor it. So I get to go up there on Thursday and Friday and play in this little fundraiser event, play golf. So that's a fun little perk of what we get to do. I wish you were coming with us.
Yeah, it didn't work out, but it does sound cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of travel, I got a flight to Phoenix this weekend.
Okay.
I've been to Arizona so much this year.
Is it the surface of the sun temperature yet?
Yeah, I think because Lee was out there the other day and it was 100 degrees.
God.
People are getting the ice ready for their pools.
Ugh.
I don't know how you live there, Jeremy. Jeremy Lamoury. I don't know how you live there.
I don't know. Well, he's got a pool, so yeah, I'd be living in it.
I think I texted you this. This is for all of you listeners that live in Atlanta. I don't know if you saw this, but this is outrageous. You saw the new prices for parking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I haven't vented about Atlanta airport parking. It's already bad.
We haven't vented about airport travel in general. So
the parking situation, I love Hartsfield. People crap on it all the time. People who aren't from Atlanta, I like it. There's a lot of options. It's definitely big. You probably need more than one airport.
It's not great for us local Atlanta people.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
You can get anywhere you want to. There's a Sky Club in every terminal, every concourse.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
TSA is pretty good. It's not the best. But they get a lot of people through there. I think it's a pretty good airport.
It's built for people making connections. It's not built for us locals.
Well, the people that make connections hate it. I think you're both wrong. It's built. It's great.
Oh God. Don't get me started.
The parking is a problem.
It
The
is
parking is a
a
big problem. And what do you do if you have a bad product? You just make the bad product more expensive. Apparently, that's what people do. Because this is what the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson is doing. They are starting May 1st.
Yeah.
So
it's already
this weekend.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know if my parking rates need to go up for what I get reimbursed for. So what we're used to paying at the Atlanta West deck, which is a nice new parking deck that has all the parking sensors on it that supposedly is supposed to let you know where you can park, but that thing's always broken.
The first year they worked great.
Yeah, I texted you a month ago. I went there and the sign on the front by the road said level 1 full, level 2 full, level 3 full, level 4 full. So I didn't go in. And I went to a different parking lot and they were full. I went back to the deck. It turns out the sign's broken.
Which I appreciate you saying that, because then I told my wife, as her 2 trips a year happened to be the next week, and I was like, just ignore the full sign and just go park.
Just go park. Yeah. I mean, if the sign's broken, I don't know why you don't turn it off.
No.
You're just pushing people away. Anyway, but for this parking deck that has all this amazing broken technology, we pay $16 a day currently. $16 a day to park there. And it's pretty convenient, right?
Yeah,
you take the train to the terminal. It's not too bad.
Yep.
Well, they're raising the price already. Now it's $30. $30 a day. They've doubled it. Almost doubled it. $30 a day to park at the airport.
Those lights better work.
I mean,
yeah,
for sure they better work. Otherwise, what are we doing? The hourly decks, I've done that a few times for really short trips. Used to be $3 an hour or $36 a day maximum. Now it's going to be $10 an hour. So that's a 3x increase, and $50 a day max. Across the board, everything is just going up outrageously expensive. And as long as you make the product better, Atlanta, and then maybe you can justify this. But
I wish. I mean, I live 60 miles from the Atlanta, so the Atlanta airport is as south as you can get inside 285, and I live really north, extreme north. So I'm 60 miles from the airport. I wish Uber is $115 one way.
Right. Yeah. It's
So
never
the math-
never makes sense to you.
Yeah, the math doesn't work out. It's like I might as well drive and
And that's
park.
for the Uber X, the cheap car
right.
that you get in. It smells terrible, and
Yes, correct.
the radio's loud.
And they don't get in the freaking peach pass lane. They don't go it's going to take you 2 hours to get.
No,
anyway,
I'm not doing that.
yeah, no. So
Anyway,
I just try to con my 70-year-old dad to take me, and I tell him I pay him $50. So that works every now and then.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
There's also a lot. I've read an article about all the car break-ins when you park. at the
Really?
airport. I haven't never experienced that. Knock on wood, thank God.
Yeah.
But apparently,
I did
an
not know that.
astronomical number of hijackings. Most in the country.
Wow.
So maybe they'll get some security with these new rates that they're charging us.
That's crazy. I would love to have an affordable valet. To be honest, I travel. We had this conversation, but 25 weeks a year, maybe a little bit more. I just want to pull up, somebody take my car, go park it.
They have that service.
Maybe it's actually now going to be.
It might be comparable, but they're probably going to raise their prices.
Right. Yeah.
It's all a race.
Yeah. So
race to the top. All right. Well, what about you got any golf? I was wondering. Do you have any? We did a handicap check last time. Nothing's really changed probably since then. But you got?
I did shoot a 79. I shot a 79 last week.
Okay, broke 80. This wasn't your first time, right?
It wasn't my first time.
Okay.
No, but I feel like I'm back. And then 2 days later, I shot a 90.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With a triple bogey and a double bogey, and yeah.
What's your one swing thought right now?
So I'm rebuilding a lot of I'm rebuilding a lot of things about my swing.
Okay, give me the one swing thought, because you don't want multiple swing thoughts when you step over the golf ball. What's your one swing thought?
This is the problem with me. Okay, one swing thought. So I'm trying not to swing. So the guy I'm doing lessons with, I've never done lessons. I don't know if I've talked about this, but I've never done lessons before. Now I'm doing lessons. Okay. And
This is a lot of thoughts going through your head as you're trying to hit that
he
golf ball
just,
right now.
I mean, even last week, he's like, he looked at me and he's like, Jeremy, you have a great swing. Stop hitting the ball so freaking hard. Stop swinging so hard. So I'm like, okay. He's like, just go take your backstroke. It does not it does not need to be so far back. Like, just go 3/4 and get your hips through and you'll be fine. So that's, for me, it's like, don't go far. I'm just like way over rotating. And I'm almost standing up in my, so my shoulders are creating all the movement.
Too
okay,
much.
so yeah, I know. This is a problem. Okay. I said it's a problem.
Let's workshop this. Let's get this down to a swing thought.
So the swing thought is less backswing.
Okay.
And just accelerate through the ball. Yeah. So
I went to the range last week and it's just like not hitting anything really well. I was like, what is going on? And I remember hearing something recently on a podcast about arm tension. Like you don't want your arms to be so tense, like when you're standing over the golf ball.
okay.
And I just like, why? And I realized, like, why am I like squeezing the club so hard? Why are my arms like almost locked? So I was like, just loosen your arms up, like almost like noodle arms. So I did that when I played today, just like loose arm tension, noodle arms, and I felt like, man, I had a lot better ball striking.
Wow.
Definitely didn't the left miss. I got rid of the left miss today, which was very, very nice.
Yeah. What'd you shoot?
86
Okay.
on a sloppy, wet golf course.
Yeah. What's your best? I don't even know what is your best score? You've broken 80?
I've broken 80 twice.
Okay.
I think maybe 3 times.
Okay.
But yeah, 78 I think is my best score.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I feel like I struggle. The 79 was a happy accident, but our member guest is coming up June 6th, which we're definitely going to have a lot of stories to talk about. But I did not want my handicap to go down. So, but at the end of the day, you just got to play. You got to, do your thing.
I mean, it's going to be what it is at this point.
Yeah, right.
All right, PGA Championship is this weekend, starts in 2 days. You got anybody you're pulling for or picking?
I don't know why, and I do know why. I think it's because of the TGL. It's because Atlanta Drive and the TGL.
Okay.
Me and my son, my 6th grader, we watched all of the TGL matches. They got a lot better, obviously. The first couple ones were pretty cheesy, but when they finally decided to really compete, instead of just goof off, it became a lot better. So I am all in on Justin Thomas right now.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it's like, give me
Bama boy.
At this point, the first, inaugural season of the TGL, the Atlanta Drive won.
Yeah.
Brought
a trophy home to Atlanta.
I know,
which do not happen often.
As Atlanta fans, if you're listening and you're a fan of anywhere else in the country, good for you. But Atlanta fans, we're on the struggle bus here. So,
Luke asked me yesterday. He asked me, "Daddy, has the Falcons ever been in the Super Bowl?" I said, "Yeah, man. We've been there."
28-6.
Yep.
There was this one time.
Told him a little bit of that story.
So, I really like JT, and I like his energy. I like the vibe. I like what he's doing for the game.
He's playing great right now.
Playing great golf. He's
won at this tournament, at this event, at this course before.
Yep. So. You and I just realized this. You and I were there when he won the PGA Championship in
Southern
Tulsa.
Hills in Tulsa. Yep.
Yeah. That was a thrill.
That was fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think we're pulling for Rory. I want the real Grand Slam. Let's just get everybody worked up over it. I can't wait. What a great story.
No.
He's won 4 times at this course. I think we should do a wager on it. So let's do I'll take Rory. You taking JT or who do you want?
Okay, so this wager is for
the loser buys the winner around the golf.
But it's
not for who wins the tournament. It's just who finishes higher on the leaderboard. You pick a player, I pick a player.
If you're going to say who's finishing higher, I'm going to take Scotty all day long.
All right, I'm taking Rory.
Okay.
Scotty and Rory.
Yeah, but there's part of me that I'm not going to be sad if JT wins. I mean, JT is my homie to win. Like, let's go.
Yeah, sure. You can root for whoever. That's great.
If you're going to say who is higher than Rory, betting odds are going to be Scotty.
Yeah, I think actually Scotty is the favorite.
Right. So, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I don't think Scotty can win away from Augusta currently. He's got to prove something.
So in Atlanta, this is basically probably a $75-ish wager.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I mean, golf has gotten expensive, so at the end of the day, yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll track with that. I think we should wrap it up. I forgot to mention on the front end, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram.
Yeah.
And also on the podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Definitely subscribe, leave us a comment, rate, all that kind of stuff. Helps spread the word, helps us keep doing this. So
yeah. Send us your feedback. We'd love to know topics to talk to, people to connect with. It's just fun. Again, it's just us connecting, us chatting, and maybe you learn something. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a laugh. And yeah, it's a good opportunity to hang out. So send us what you may want us to talk about.
Cool. All right. Jeremy, I think you got to go clean up a lot of stuff in your life. Figure out what you're doing.
You're not wrong.
I got
to get my life together.
We'll talk again later. See you guys.
Bye.